first let's take a look at the system preferences and make sure your keyboard is set correctly. So go to System Preferences, Keyboard, and make sure this last option here has a check mark. Use F1, F2, etc. Hopefully that might be your only problem with the F4 key not working. But if not, we can still use Command T, or you can just type in the $ when necessary for the absolute reference. And I'm going to walk through all of that. Okay, so this is the sheet that you were working on with the DAverage problem. And I'm going to just go to Recently Used, go to DAverage, and the formula builder pops up. So the database is actually the range of cells that is going to be where this function is going to look at to pull out the appropriate data. And in this case, the range name is called survey. Before I type that in, that's over here in the satisfaction survey. So this range right here is actually this range of A4 to H40 is what was named survey as a range name. And you can see that's where that comes up. Let's go back here to there. All right, I'm just going to bring this back up again. Type in survey. And when I click down here in the field box, you can see survey has no quotation marks. So that was your problem with not getting the formula to work, is you had quotes around the word survey, and basically what that was telling Excel is the word survey is just a text data in a cell, when in fact it's a range name. Now in the field box, we're typing in comfort, and as soon as I click out of that, you can see the quotation marks are around comfort, because the word comfort is actually a text entry back here in our satisfaction survey, which is part of the survey range. So you need, and if we look here at the formula bar, surveyed has no quotes, but comfort does. And then the criteria is back here on the criteria sheet. So I'm just going to click on here, select B1 to B2, and this is where we need to make this absolute reference. So I can go ahead now and hit the F4 key, and there's the $, right? So hopefully that works for you. Now I'm just going to get rid of this and do criteria again in here, and I'm going to go Command T. Now in this case, Command T doesn't work when I'm working with the formula builder. It would work if I was working up here in the formula bar. But what I could do is I can just click in here and type in these $. It's a little more tedious, of course, but it does work. But hopefully your F4 key is going to work if your keyboard setting didn't have that check mark. Okay, and then I'm going to click Done. And there's the formula, and you can see here in the formula bar, survey, no quotes, comfort quotes, and then the criteria for the range, and you've got the absolute reference symbols of the $. Okay, now let's just work right inside the cell. So I'm going to delete that, close the formula builder, and I'm going to go back to DAverage here. Or actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to type equals and then D, and the DAverage function pops up. So I'm just going to click on that. And then I'm going to type in survey and a comma. And then I'm going to type quotes, comfort, and a comma. And then for the criteria, I'm just going to go over here and use the point and click method. So I'm going to click here on the criteria tab and select these two cells. And here you can see up here in the formula bar, Now I am going to do Control T because I'm working inside the formula bar, and boom, there's the dollar signs. So I'm not sure when you were pressing Command T. Sorry, I think I mentioned Control T. It's Command T. Um, but you have to make sure that your insertion point is within the cell references when you hit Command T or F4. I'm going to go ahead and turn off these dollar signs and now hit F4 also. So either way does it. F4 or Command T. And then enter. And there's our correct DAverage function. So hopefully this helps clarify, and like I said, you can always just type in the dollar signs as well if you just can't get the Command T or F4 function to work. Let me know how it goes.